Today, I'm going to rank every version of John Cena from the worst to the best, and we got the prototype, the Dr. THUGANOMICS, the Chain Gang, the face of the franchise, the US Champion, and the Hollywood part-time Cena. There's a lot to cover, and let's get started with the worst version of John Cena. The worst John Cena is the first John Cena. In his OVW days, he developed a prototype character, and it was just bad. Aside from the actual debut with Kurt Angle and the iconic ruthless aggression moment, this John Cena was not good. In fact, he was so bad that the WWE was prepared to fire him. They were ready to move on from the John Cena experiment and push someone else as the face of WWE. Thankfully, they didn't give up on him despite this gimmick totally sucking. This is honestly the only bad John Cena in this video. The next version of John Cena on the list is Hollywood John Cena. You can also call him part-time John Cena. It doesn't really matter, but I'd say that these were the years of 2016 up until right now. John Cena went part-time back in 2016, and it wasn't as part-time as it is now, but he wasn't on TV every week. He was filming stuff for Hollywood and missed some time. His appearances in Hollywood progressed, and he was missing more and more WWE shows as the years went on. And even though he's not on TV too much, he was still a part of some great storylines throughout this time. In 2016, he had that legendary feud with AJ Styles. That's actually one of his best rivalries of all time. The two proceeded to have some of John Cena's best matches in his entire career, maybe even his best match ever at SummerSlam or Royal Rumble 2017. John Cena also won his 16th WWE Championship during this run, which was very impressive. Even though the title reign was terrible, it was still a cool moment that ended his feud with AJ Styles. John Cena also had that amazing feud with The Miz for WrestleMania 33. The match wasn't special, but the storyline was fun. During this time, there's also that feud with Bray Wyatt. The Firefly Funhouse was one of my favorite matches in WWE history. I love the storytelling in it. I don't care if some people find it too phony. It was great writing in my opinion. And then there's the storyline with the Tribal Chief for SummerSlam in 2021. John Cena had some really great memories throughout this run. The only reason this ranks so low in this video is because he barely showed up. I know we never see him anyways, but we really never saw him. So while there's been great moments and great memories, it's near the bottom of this list. I'm still hoping that we get an NWO Hollywood John Cena run with his 17th WWE Championship title reign. The next best John Cena is the US Champion from 2015. At WrestleMania 31, John Cena had a match with Rusev for the United States Championship where he was victorious, and for the first time in over a decade, John Cena was no longer a world champion. Instead, he became a mid-card champion. At the time, the US Championship wasn't taken too seriously. The IC title was a bigger deal, but the US title had much less prestige. Most people would have seen this as a demotion, but John Cena did not. He saw this as an opportunity to make the title relevant again, and so he introduced the US Open Challenge, and it was one of the greatest runs in John Cena's career. He put the title on the line every single week with mid-card talents. Not only did he showcase the championship at this time, but he also showcased a ton of talent. People like Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Stardust, Dean Ambrose, and Neville were on TV having some of the best matches and moments of their careers. We also saw the best in-ring work from John Cena during this time. The matches were competitive and added so much to Monday Night Raw, and this man really grew his arsenal of moves. He went from the 5 moves of doom to basically doing anything in that ring. This version of John Cena is a true gem. It's a shame that it happened so late in his wrestling career, because I think we could have seen many more great matches if he did this earlier in his career. Next up in the video is the face of the franchise. This is when John Cena returned at the Royal Rumble in 2008, and I'd say it's all the way from 2008 up until 2014 before his feud with Rusev that sent him to the US Championship division. The face of the franchise is basically when John Cena was the #1 guy for the company. He was consistently the top world champion. He was winning most of his feuds. The entire WWE revolved around John Cena. This is John Cena's peak. This is when he had that amazing feud with Randy Orton. It wasn't just normal Randy Orton, but no, it was bald-headed Randy Orton we're talking about. This is when he had that long feud with the Nexus after they jumped his ass out of nowhere. John Cena even joined the group for a little bit, which was kind of funny. This is also when John Cena began that feud with CM Punk that changed the landscape of the business. The Money in the Bank match between those two will forever be iconic and remembered. It's a moment we'll never forget. CM Punk and John Cena created magic during that time. This is when John Cena and The Rock headlined WrestleMania 28 and 29. It's a feud that took over the wrestling business. It was the two biggest stars at the time going head to head. That feud was something else. Even though they lied about the once-in-a-lifetime storyline, it's still one of the most anticipated matches ever. This is also when John Cena nearly embraced the hate when he had that feud with Kane, but he never did, and he remained a babyface. This is when he won the WWE title again in 2013 after beating The Rock in that rematch. He then had a nice run before losing the title to Daniel Bryan, and then in 2014, John Cena feuded with The Authority. I will admit it, at the time, I did not appreciate this version of John Cena. However, I can now look back and see just how good and important he was for the WWE at this time. I don't think there's another soul that could have done what he did, carry the company the way he did. This John Cena was great. Like I said, I just wish I appreciated him more at the time than I did. The second to best John Cena is the Doctor of Thuganomics. After failing to find success in 2002 as the prototype, it was time for Cena to find a new gimmick before getting released. The story of how the Doctor of Thuganomics was born is an interesting one. Stephanie McMahon heard him rapping at the back of a bus during a tour, and she told him to do that on TV, so he did it, and it quickly got over. John Cena found gold with this gimmick. He would come out and roast the crap out of his opponents before his matches. It was a unique character that took the WWE by storm. The fans were loving it so much that the WWE had no choice but to push him. An entire generation of wrestling fans were behind John Cena at this point, and he got so popular with the fans that they had to turn him into a baby face. Even as a good guy, his bars were still fire. I still remember this man taking a piss on The Undertaker's grave. This was easily one of the most iconic versions of John Cena. He was entertaining every single week when he was on TV with a microphone. The Doctor of Thuganomics is truly, truly goated. And my favorite version of John Cena will always be the Chain Gang in 2005 through 2007. This is when John Cena won his first WWE title and slowly ditched the Doctor of Thuganomics gimmick. John Cena started talking more about hustle, loyalty, and respect. This is when John Cena made me truly fall in love with professional wrestling. He had some great feuds during this time. The first one with JBL was a great introduction to this character. Then Chris Jericho was a worthy challenger. Kurt Angle and him had some unforgettable battles. Shawn Michaels and Triple H both tried to knock him down, but they failed. And then there is my all-time favorite feud, Edge versus John Cena. This is a storyline that I adored as a kid. The more I look back, the more I realize that this was my favorite feud as a child. So yeah, this is my favorite John Cena. And if you need any more proof, just look at this picture of me trying to be like my hero John Cena. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Let me know your favorite John Cena in the comments below. Rank him yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.